guys get fed a lot. Huh. Alright, so I am at the bottom of Crater Lake. There's only one trail to get down here. I decided to take it. It's actually, they put it under strenuous, but it's really easy. Just a well-groomed trail with a pretty decent decline on the way down, and then obviously a hike back on the way up. And they say it's about like climbing 65 flights of stairs, but I made it to the bottom here. I'm actually at the very end of this rock area. I've got this big boulder behind me, so it kind of shelters me from the people that are around the corner jumping into the water. But I don't really have anything else to do today. Brought my backpack, so I figured I'd have lunch, and it's going to be an MRE. I'm going to go through this hopefully relatively quickly because I'm not even going to heat it up. I'm just going to eat it. But this is menu 3, chicken with noodles, and figured I'd get some fuel in me for the hike back up. Like I said, it's not going to be too strenuous, but I haven't eaten anything but a couple of chocolate donuts this morning. So this is my second day here technically, and just real quick so that you see what's in here. Got the main course, chicken, vegetables, and noodles and sauce. Plastic bag, which I won't use. Spoon, which I didn't bring one, so I'll have to use that one. Nut raisin mix. Wheat snack bread. Not a big fan, so hopefully there's something good to go with it. Condiment pack. FRH, which I'll just throw out. Peanut butter and wheat bread snack. So I will be passing on that today because I don't feel like eating either. Orange flavored no fruit juice, which I've got a bottle of water, that's going to be good. And apple jelly. Well, that kind of changes things. Maybe I'll have a apple jelly and peanut butter. Keep this for a trash bag. And then now there's a bunch of flies flying around. It was fine before, and now all of a sudden they're everywhere. I haven't even opened up any food. So I've got cinnamon gum, Tabasco sauce, which looks like, I don't know, either the coffee or the Tabasco sauce has been compromised. Coffee seems okay. Taster's Choice Nescafe, I might drink that cold. Creamer, sugar. I probably will have that right before I leave. That'd be a nice way to finish up sitting looking at this amazing place. Moist towelette, napkins, matches, and salt. So that is everything. So yeah, I came here yesterday and I thought it was Sunday, July 4th weekend. Actually, it was really only Saturday, and the place was a madhouse. So I just came in the south entrance, got a map, and went through the north entrance. Found a really nice spot at the top of a mountain range area, and just parked there from like noon for the whole rest of the day. I didn't even leave till like noon today, so I was there for almost like 24 hours. I was doing some social media stuff, making movies and or videos, and just doing a whole bunch of other stuff, whatever I felt like. It actually got pretty chilly up there quick. It was windy, and down here it's really nice. It's actually a bit too warm, but up top around the rim it's a little windy, and even around noon today you needed a sweater in some areas. But the blue here at Crater Lake National Park is the most amazing blue I've ever seen in my life. It is just spectacular. And there's different shades of it. The water's super clear. And from what I read, if I understand it right, there's no streams or rivers that flow into this. It's all ice melt and rainwater. And then it drains out in a certain area, like 2 million gallons every hour or something like that, they figured out. But even with climate change, whether it be man-made or otherwise, I'm not going to get into that stuff, but regardless of the changes in the weather, this thing only stays, it stays actually within, I think, a few feet up and down. And right now, I think it's at one of the higher points because of all the snow melt. But over the past couple of years, I think it's been going up in level and not down. So kind of interesting stuff. There is life in the water. It is fresh water, obviously. Well, in some areas like Mono Lake, that wasn't fresh water, so I guess it's not obvious. But one of the cooler places I've been to, this is the only trail I wanted to do. There's really no other trails that I saw that are worth the effort, in my opinion. You can drive around the entire 33 miles of this crater and get all these different views, so I really don't need to hike to anything. I'm not a big hiker, so yeah, I didn't even try this, but I'm adding salt to it anyway. But it's gorgeous. It is beautiful. Definitely, it's worth going out of your way to see. It's one of the prettiest things you might ever see. I love it. I love it here. That's why I decided to have lunch here, and then when I turn off the camera, I'm going to have coffee here and just enjoy this view. It's pretty loud right around on the other side of this rock. People are actually jumping into this water, and I think it only gets into the low 60s. That's the highest that it gets. So I touched it. It wasn't as cold as I don't think, as the water in Lake Tahoe when I was there. But for being a Sunday on July 4th weekend, it's actually not too bad. Yesterday was an absolute madhouse. It was a mile line to get in here when I left. And today was about a quarter mile, and it still took me 20 to 30 minutes to make it to the gate. They only had one gate open, or one booth at the gate on the north entrance. So that's pretty interesting. It's not soupy. It's just it's like a hearty stew. Tons of chicken in it. Lots of noodles. Quite a few vegetables. Got carrots in there. Looks like bell pepper. But almost has the consistency though. It's definitely canned chicken. That's what I was looking for. I was gonna say it didn't taste like tuna, but it's got the feel of tuna. Canned tuna. But definitely canned chicken. But I like canned chicken. That's still pretty good. I gotta watch where I put this because there's ants all over here. So, the parks that I've been to, this is definitely on the top of my list. Even though there's not a whole lot for me to do here, I actually like it. So this is the orange beverage base. Just because it's so pretty. I mean, it's almost takes your breath away the first time that you see it. And depending on the time of the day that you come here, you get different variations of blue, but all the time it's just so pretty. There goes some. It seems like a lot of powder for this bottle, but so anyway, yeah, definitely come here. So I just came from Lassen Volcanic Park, and even though the trails were extremely hard because of all the snowfall, and I walked on 3 to 4 feet of snow for almost 2 miles to get to one area that it ended up being a huge fail. I'll post that video because I was within a quarter mile of where I wanted to go, which was bump past hell, and they closed it down. You can only get into it from the back end, but the back end you can't hardly find the trail most of the way. But I did a couple of hikes around there. I went to both falls, and after being at Yosemite, the falls were just but they were still really pretty. So the one walk was really nice. So I really like Lassen Volcanic Park. I really wish I could have climbed to the top. I'm sure it was a spectacular view up there, and it was nice and cool. So it was the right kind of weather to do something like that. But there was so much snowfall. The switchbacks were completely covered, and they were saying that maybe this weekend you could get up there, but with the amount of snow that I saw, I doubt that they were walking up there this weekend. Yeah, so that's not a very good beverage base. Lately I've been taking this and putting it in boiling water, and that actually makes it better. Drinking this orange beverage powder is horrible. There are black ants everywhere. I'm going to end up with them in my clothes, I'm sure. And there's a big clump that won't go away. So that's just okay. I'll finish that off before I leave, because I am going to sweat my butt off heading up. And this is a pretty bland MRE, I gotta tell you. I mean, the chicken noodle stuff's okay. The nut raisin mix, I've had this before. I'm actually going to not eat this, I'm going to save it. I mean, it's trail mix, and it's got little chocolate discs. Actually, I will, just because I can always wrap it up and eat it tonight anyway, just to show you what it's like. So it's got peanuts, of course, a lot of peanuts. Looks like either, not acorn, but something that looks like acorn. Walnuts, raisins, and I have, oh, I just got to show you this. They call this chocolate discs, and it's actually an M&M. So I might actually eat this on the way up. It's a pretty decent trail mix. I don't know if it's salted though or not. It actually tastes pretty good. So I'm gonna eat this. A bit later. There. And then the other thing is this not so great wheat bread. So that's what it looks like. It's just a big square. I really don't like this stuff. It almost tastes like there's honey in it. But it tastes artificial. It's got this really weird artificial aftertaste to it. I'm not a big fan of this stuff at all. So Lassen Volcanic Park, definitely worth seeing. Check that one out. Somebody on that I knew from work recommended or asked if I was going there. I looked it up. It was kind of on my way to coming here, so I decided to do it, and I'm glad I did. Very cool park. And I'd say my favorite so far, definitely Yosemite, because of the scenes only, the scenery. People, way too many people. Even for July 4th weekend, this place wasn't as bad as Yosemite on a non-holiday weekend. And you don't feel as rushed, you don't feel as trampled on. Still a lot of people around here, but not nearly as bad. And if this is what it's like on a holiday weekend, then I'm sure most weekends aren't that bad. Lake Tahoe is cool. Definitely very pretty, don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, way overrated. It is a pretty color, but I think this is prettier. And like I said in another video, on Tiago Pass, there is Tiago Lake and another lake, I think it's Ellery or something, that the colors are just as pretty with hardly any people around them. You can walk around and, crap, this is not going to go well. That came out like a soupy. You didn't need to see me chewing that. And that was so dry. Man. Why they include that in MREs. It is honestly one of the worst things in a US MRE by far. This is just coming out like liquid. So I'll finish that a bit later, maybe. And for those of you wondering about all the MREs, yeah, I brought a lot of them with me. I get them pretty cheap. I don't think I never pay more than $4 a piece for them. The FEMA MREs that I have, I paid like, came out to like $1 something. And then after I sold a bunch, it came out to free. So I've got cases of them for free because I sold pieces out of the inside of them. And then, you know, people don't believe me, but I get cases of military MREs that are, you know, 3 to 6 years old. Still got a good seal on them. I've never had one go bad on me. I get cases and $40. And if you ask, you know, say, a lot of people say, oh, you're stupid, or I'll get, you know, replies saying you're an idiot for asking. I post on Craigslist. I say, looking for US military MREs by the case, willing to pay $40. And I've had people contact me. Well, some people reach out because they got nothing better to do and say I'm an idiot for asking that because they sell for $50 to $100 depending on where you're at. And I've got other people that contacted me, and they say, hey, I'll sell it to you for $40. And when I get to meet them, they're like, you know what? I knew exactly what you were willing to pay. There was no haggling. I had a case to get rid of, and you were it. So I get them for $40. And sometimes it takes a couple of days. Sometimes it takes a few weeks. Sometimes I'll forget to take the ad down, and I'll get a response like 4 months later. But that's how I get them. So just post on Craigslist or Facebook in the wanted section. Under MREs, and that I want the U.S. military ones and not the FEMA ones. So, or you could get the FEMA ones probably pretty cheap too. So, but that's how I end up with all these. I've still got a ton back home, but they take up a ton of space, and I've actually been eating them off camera, and I've been eating them, you know, on videos like this, trying to make room, because now that I'm going through them, I'm making a lot of room in my vehicle, believe me. So, anyway, from here, I do not know where I'm going. I'm going to go ahead and make my coffee. One of the subscribers gave me a location to Fort Rock, I think. So I might head to that tonight, depending on how long it takes me to get out of here. And so he gave me a cool location, so I'll check out that spot. I'm always looking for recommendations. I'm only an hour from there, and it's not really out of my way. So I think it's okay. I think it was the Tabasco sauce that was compromised. I don't know, it's got like a little bit of stuff on it, but it doesn't look like it's open, so I don't know what that was. Maybe another one blew open? Either way, I'm not gonna try that. So, so yeah, I'm gonna do that, and that should be cool. And then from there, I know I want to do Sawtooth Pass. So I'm definitely heading to Idaho. I don't want to go too far north, but I'm willing to if there's something I'm willing to see. And it kind of is a shame because I'm going to miss getting the Jeep to Washington, but I'm not going to spend money just to say that I went to Washington. And I'm sure there's cool things to go see up there, but I've only got about 2 weeks now before I need to be in Rapid City, South Dakota. And with taking my time like I am, like yesterday, like I said, 24 hours, I did nothing, and it was glorious. Here I'm sitting, I've been down here for at least an hour, maybe longer, and I'll probably be here for another hour before I leave. So I'm really taking my time, trying not to push things, and just see some high interest type stuff, and not try to do a little, hey, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, but you get there and you spend half an hour and you leave. And I'm not really looking to do trails at this point in time. I just kind of want to chill out and not stress about stuff and kind of wind down. I've been on some pretty cool trails lately. They weren't tough or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm just de-stressed right now. I want to stay that way, and so I'm not really sure what I want to do. Someone asked me if I was going to go to Mount St. Helens, but it's too far north and out of my way. And then I think I'm going to go around the lower half of Yellowstone. I want to see the Grand Teton National Park. I've always wanted to kind of see that, so it's right there, and it's a good route to get to to the part of South Dakota that I need to go. But that is the plan as of now. But as always, things tend to change with me. Alright, so because this is cold, it is not going to stir well. Yeah, this stuff does not want to dissolve. I don't know, this coffee looks weird. Try it anyway. Tastes okay. So anyway, that's the plan as of now. To be honest, I mean, okay, so Fort Rock is where I'm going from here, and then after that I have no idea. I want to stay off the highways. I want to take some byways. I want to take some, you know, country roads. That type of stuff would be really cool. And one found it in. So, yeah, this is it's weird. I don't know. Look at that. Like, it's just not dissolving. I've never had coffee with dry mold in it, and it didn't look too off. It doesn't taste weird, though. Well, I'll find out soon enough, because I am going to sit down and drink this. So, anyway, sorry, it was a lot of nothing right there. Well, the whole video is about nothing, really. So, yeah, it's been, the last couple of weeks have been awesome. I've had a really good time. Really been enjoying myself. The scenery, the beautiful just landscapes, still chasing the snow. I love that. I know eventually I'm going to get out of it. I'm really hoping that there's still snow in Sawtooth and in Beartooth. And I'm going to be heading up to Calgary at the end of July, early August. So I'm really hoping I can stay with the snow, and then I'm going to get into Alaska and Northwest Territory in the Yukon. So hopefully I'll be able to stay with the cooler weather. That would be really cool. And actually be able to skate by without having to deal too much with the incredible heat of the summer. I know back home in North Carolina, they've been crying about the heat there for a long time, and I've got pretty lucky. I've only need to use my fan like 5 or 6 times inside my Jeep because I was so hot. So anyway, now I'm just rambling on. But thanks for watching. I'm gonna finish up all this and enjoy this incredible view. Hike back up, get in my car. Actually the whole rim road isn't open all the way around here. It closes another mile or 2, I think, down the road. And then I'm gonna have to turn around and hit it from the other side. So, but I think I'm gonna do that just because there's plenty of daylight left. And I don't know, it'd be cool to see it from that side. I haven't seen it from over there yet. But that's the plan. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and of course, leave your comments below. A chipmunk just came up behind me, took that pouch of the MRE food, the wheat bread, and started crawling off with it, and then took half the wheat bread with it. You're not supposed to feed the wildlife. I didn't do it on purpose, and I really didn't think they'd be that brazen. I'm going to pick up this last piece because you really aren't supposed to feed them. I mean, they need to live off their natural habitat, but it was pretty cool. I just heard all this rustling, and then this thing took off with half of that. Once more. No, you're not getting any more. Found some crumbs, huh?